Okay, everybody, Matthew here again. I was asked to do not asked to do, it was mentioned I should do a video how to clean my airbrush. So I'm going to show you that. I have the Pache H airbrush. You see it's still in the box. I used it for 2 years probably. And as far as cleaning, this is the worst airbrush there is to clean. I absolutely hate cleaning this airbrush. It's despisable. So, it just takes so long. You gotta clean you get the cup clean, the spout clean, all this clean. It's really time consuming. So I moved over to the Badger. This is my 200G with a medium head. This one I can clean this airbrush before I even think about cleaning the other one. So we will move over here and I'll show you how I do it. I've had this one for a little over a year. I think I've had it apart one time to actually clean the inside. As far as the inside, there's nothing but the needle that's in there and this little tip here. That's it. So I'll show you what I do there. So we'll spin you around here where you can see the booth. Get some air going. Get a cap off there. I think I'm gonna move you up a little bit. So I'll put some paint in order to clean. We gotta have paint, so we'll get that. You can actually see there's paint coming out. So now we got a nice dirty airbrush. So what I do is take my rubbing alcohol, fill up the cup, then I back flush it. I make sure I spray all the paint that's in it out first, which I did, and then I back flush it. If you can see that, yeah, you see it back flushing. I normally do that 3 times. I find 3 times will pretty well clean it out. So I'll back flush it a little bit. Then I keep me a cup here. Probably everybody see my cup. Just dump the liquid in. Now you can see the airbrush is already pretty well clean. So we'll do another time or two here. So just back flushing. Dump that out. It's clean now, but I'll do it one more time just because I normally do it 3 times. Back flush again. And then my last step is I take another cup of it and I spray it. I didn't normally spray it into the fan, but I don't have the fan all set up right now, so I spray it into the cup, and I'll spray the entire chamber full of liquid through it, and that will clean my needle and the tip. It'll clean all that as I'm doing. And I'm spraying too slow, and just open it up a little bit so it sprays more. I'll spray all that out. Make sure it's dried out so nothing doesn't come out now. And that's it. It's clean. Now let's do it. I can switch to another paint, do what I want to do. Now sometimes if I spray a lot, this tip here will build up with paint inside. And I said in one of my other videos that I had a bent needle. And since I don't take this needle out, I've only had it out one time, I've came to the conclusion that, I'm trying to take the compressor off, that I used to take my cotton bud and I just get it wet with the rubbing alcohol and I would clean the end of it, press it in there and clean it. And I was under the illusion that this was just cotton, this was metal, nothing would happen. But apparently, somehow, this did bend into that needle. So now, if that needs cleaned, I'll just screw that little tip off. And be sure and lay it down where it's not going to get hurt. Then you can hold this in your hand and then clean that tip out if it needs done. Like now it's still clean, so it don't need done. And then just put it back on the airbrush and you're done. That's all there is. That's all there is to it. And you guys have seen the amount of painting that I've done. And to only have this taken apart once in a year is pretty good. So just be sure to use what thinner works for your sorry guys, I've got a frog in my throat today. Be sure and use the thinner that's appropriate for your paint or whatever you're using, and you should have no problems. Now when I started with Tamiya, I was buying their Tamiya thinner to thin the paint with. Worked fine, nothing wrong with it. And the rubbing alcohol cleaned the airbrush out even easier than that. But after watching Hunter Shelby, if you haven't seen his videos, go check him out. He got me started, or he mentioned that he used lacquer thinner. And this is just a cold lacquer thinner to mix his Tamiya paints with. So I thought I'd give that a try, and so I mix all my Tamiyas exclusively with the lacquer thinner. No more of the Tamiya thinner, which it does. The lacquer thinner makes this stick 10 times better than it did. I mean, it will stick to plastic. I mean, you can't rub it off hardly. And the only downside is it makes it stick inside this cup a whole lot more than the other thinner did. I don't know what it done to it. But if you would prefer to use, I mean, you can use the same technique and use this to clean this with, and it cleans easier. But around here, this is about $8. And I can get one of these for two something. So, if I have to, I can take a little cotton bud and just rub it, around the inside of my cup, if I have to. Normally I don't. So that's all I'll do there. So hopefully that helps you guys out, and we'll be back with another video. Any questions, just send me a PM or a comment and I will answer you back. Thanks a lot. Okay guys, I'm back. One thing, I don't know if you can see me or not, I'm just holding the camera in my hand. I was getting ready to put this video up about the cleaning the airbrush. One thing I wanted to say that I did forget was the Pache H will use twice the amount of paint as the Badger. And the main reason for that, I mean, the Pache H paint's beautiful. But the main reason for, I'm sitting in my chair if I'm rocking, the paint is, by the time you fill that cup up, so you've got all the paint that's stuck to the side of the cup, all the paint that goes through the tube, all the way up through the needle, that's all coated with paint now. So the amount of paint it takes to get all that coated before paint even comes out, a lot of times is enough paint to paint whatever you're going to paint. So you're wasting, because you're not going to get that paint back out. So you're wasting all the paint that's already up through there. Then you still have to paint the part. Then you're going to clean that cup out and get rid of all the paint that was left in it. So you've wasted all that paint. When I switched over to the Badger, my paint, I mean, I hardly ever buy paint anymore. It just lasts so long. As you see in my videos, I mean, I use drops when I'm painting stuff. And the Badger is actually cheaper than the Pache H. And to me, it's twice the airbrush. So I'll get this loaded up. I'll show you. I was sitting here in my chair getting ready to. I got my computer hooked up to my 55-inch TV, getting ready to get that all uploaded. Got my dog sitting over here watching me, and of course we got all that snow outside, so you're not gonna see anything. Well, it's trying to focus. See anything out there? It was 15, I think 15 below this morning, and tonight they're saying we could have wind chill lows of 45 below. So it's going to get cold. So I'll get this loaded up and let you guys have a look at it. So have a good one.